It's amazing what the human voice can do. I was reading about the coloratura, that's a high soprano, who is currently singing the highest note ever heard in the 137-year history of the New York Metropolitan Opera. It's an A above high C. That is a note up in the stratosphere. It is thrilling. I love it. I've heard a recording several times, and I am mesmerized every time. I bet each of us can identify a gifted voice. A voice that stops us in our tracks, moves us out of the ordinary, a voice that thrills us, wakes us up. And it might well belong to a singer, opera or otherwise, or it might be a recording of a powerful orator like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Or it might be that familiar voice that we will always remember. Mother, or sister, a spouse, child. My sister saved a recording, a voicemail, a recording of my dad on her phone so that she will always have his voice. So what do I notice in the readings for the second Sunday of Advent? I notice what the human voice can do. I counted in these readings at least 20 nouns or verbs connected to speech. The prophet Isaiah speaks tender words of comfort, cries out encouragement that God is with us. The psalmist leans in, strains to hear the voice of God speaking peace. And in Mark's gospel, the Messiah's prophet appears in the wilderness and proclaims that it's time now to turn around, to get ready for the one who is coming, the one who is always with us, Emmanuel. The Creator God who spoke us into being with the divine breath speaks through the messenger's voice today. It's like God's divine breath vibrates human vocal cords, and out come words that are more thrilling, more powerful than the A above high C or any other note that could strike our ear. The messenger's voice says, prepare for the Spirit of God, the breath of God, to come and dwell, to breathe in us and to speak through us today. What message do you lean in? Do you strain to hear today? Listen for it. Some days we need more than anything a word of comfort in our sadness, or the breath of peaceful energy to surround and protect us and all creation. Or maybe it's the good news that God is with us, whatever we're going through. But maybe today, the message is accompanied by strobe lights, flashing lights that alert us to say the time is now. Pay attention to life. Tell the truth about our experience. Time to forgive, or to challenge, or to ask forgiveness. It's amazing what the human voice can do. Strong voices are alerting us that the time is now to wake up. The Catholic Women Preach initiative, for example, that gives you and me the opportunity to share the scriptures, the Sunday scriptures, from a women's perspective. Or the Me Too campaign, where women are telling the truth about the sexual harassment they've experienced. The voice of the faithful healing circles that promote restorative justice in the church. Or the response to James Martin's book, Building a Bridge, about how the Catholic Church and the LGBT community can build relationships of respect. I read about an elderly couple who drove a long way to hear his lecture in Boston. And speaking through his tracheotomy, the man cried as he told how his gay son was maligned in a church that teaches us, above all, to love one another. We need reviving. Our families need comforting. Our church needs to pay attention. Our world needs peace. And that's what the human voice can do. Yours and mine. We can speak a word that affirms a child, challenges a politician, forgives a friend. We can have honest conversations, stop keeping secrets, tell the truth about our lives. We can speak up for someone no one else is listening to. Crying out or whispering, singing or in conversation, one voice, your voice, can be so powerful. The psalmist sings, "Let us hear what God proclaims." Yes, let us hear what God proclaims through you.